Okay, welcome back. And in this one, we need to talk about the styles a little bit more. It's very simple. You have different options. You can create, a CSS file right here, and then just import it on the main index.html. The good old-fashioned, the good old way, and that's still gonna work. But you can still use the style tags, and I'm gonna go and create one. I'm gonna say style. Maybe made a mistake. I'm gonna open it close and then say style. And within the style, you can use CSS. Now, I'm going to do something global. I'm going to say div and then open and close. And I'm going to say that all the divs have the color of red. Now, when you add a style tag like this, it's going to be global. Now, we are working on the app.view. And inside or within the app.view, you have other components. You have the header, and then you have the footer, and the header has a div, and the content has a different div apart from the app.header. So if I do something like this, all the children components will have red div, a color of red for their divs. And if you think about this, kind of makes sense. Now, maybe you're wondering, if I remove this style from the app and I go to the header and I just put the style on the header, I'm just going to get the red for the header. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work like that. If I save it and go to our application, I'm still getting the div red for all the components, for all the divs. So the style tag, it's global. If you declare whatever style right here, you are gonna get it for the whole application. So they're global. Still, you have you have a tool that is super useful. You have this scoped, and when you use this scoped right here, it's going to take this style and will only apply it to this component. So this is not global anymore. If I reload the application, we get the header only. And it does this by adding a special ID to the div. So it knows that this is the ID and it will only be applied. Notice it says div and then data and then the ID. And this is a unique ID that Vue is going to assign to that div. Whenever you use scoped, you only apply styles for this component. If you don't use scoped, it's going to be global. So that's it pretty much. Now, I want to move forward to the next section. It's going to be, very important. It's a very important section. It's about passing props. But before, I want to make this application a little bit better. It's super ugly. So I want to bring some styles and, do something like that. If you don't want to do the styles right here with me, you can go to GitHub, to the link of the section, and just get the project and get the template from that branch. But, I'm going to do it right here with you. What I want to bring maybe some Google and then font. So I'm going to go to Google Fonts, and I guess I'm going to bring the Roboto. I have some styles. Maybe I'm going to remove all, and I'm going to start from the scratch. I want the Roboto. So it's the, the classic style from Google, let's say. So I'm going to get the Roboto. You have different sizes. I'm going to get the font, and I'm going to go and do the get embedded code. And this is what we need to copy paste. I'm going to copy all of this, and I'm going to paste it on the index.html. I'm going to go here, just make some space, and then just paste it and make it nicer. First, I'm going to go to the app.view, and I'm going to change a little bit of what's going on right here. I have a div, then I guess we have the header, and then inside we have the content. So I'm going to name this class of container. So I'm going to say container. There we go. And I'm not going to really use the footer. I'm just going to delete it for now. And since we are deleting the footer, I guess I'm going to comment this import out. And then at the bottom, we need to add some styles. And since these ones are going to be global, we don't need to use the scoped now. So style, open and close. And I'm going to say that we have a body, open and close. And it's the usual padding of 0, then margin of 0. There we go. And then we have the font family. It's going to be global. And it's Roboto, comma, and then sans serif. There we go. So this is, the main body. Then we have the container. So I'm going to say dot, and then container, and then open and close. And I know that all of this is just super boring. But, it's something that we need to do. It's going to get easier when we use maybe a library just to handle all of this. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, the main content, the container. And I'm going to do the box sizing, and border box. And then I'm going to do padding. And that's it. That's the only thing I'm going to do. Then I'm going to go to the header and add some very slim styles. And if I save this and go to our application, I guess we have it right here. Going to go there and, it looks a little bit better. So now we need to take care of the header. I'm going to go here. We are already using the style unscoped. I'm going to keep that, but I'm going to target the header just like that. And I guess we are going to be using some background, maybe a color, something like that, so we can separate the header from the content. I'm going to use background, and I guess I'm going to use a nice color of 2196F and then 6. Oh, made a mistake right here. And this is like a cyan color. There we go. Fix it. So this is a cyan type of color. You can use whatever color you want. It doesn't matter. Then I'm going to go to the border, and I'm going to say border bottom of 4 pixels. Then it's going to be solid. And then the color, I guess I'm going to use the same, but maybe I'm going to be changing some of these values. Maybe do it a little bit darker, maybe something gray, 607D8B. Now remember, you can use whatever values or colors that you want. I'm going to do the same box sizing, border box, and I'm going to add some padding of 30 pixels. And then I'm going to do a color of white. And the last thing is going to be the font size. So font and then size and 30 pixels. There we go. Something, something simple. I'm going to reload the application and see if we get something a little bit better. It is better. So I'm going to make it, I'm going to reset, and we have the header, and then we have the content. So, it's still ugly, but a little bit better. So let's go to the next section, and do not skip the next section. It's super important. It's about props.